choir director. Hi, I'm the band director. We'd like to welcome you to our Collage concert. We hope you enjoy the smattering of musical selections that we've prepared for you. Collage concert is just that. It's a collage of different styles of music. So you're going to hear several of the ensembles in the music department perform tonight. And it's going to be all kinds of different styles. And we hope you enjoy it. The jazz band is first. We're going to be playing 2 Miles Davis tunes. I went with a theme this year. Just about all the programs that I've selected for the year have a theme, and I didn't even know I was doing it. But we're doing 2 Miles tunes, Freddie Freeloader, which is kind of a slower piece, and then we're going to do 4, which is an up-tempo swing. And we hope you enjoy them. next up is one of the choirs. Thank you so much. This is the concert choir, and they are grades 9 to 12. We have over 30 freshmen this year and a handful of upperclassmen in this group, and they have just been so wonderful to work with. They love to sing, they're happy every day, they respond to my instruction, they adjust, and they have worked so hard, they've come together, and they really, I thought, just created a beautiful community in their class, and they've just been an absolute delight. We had about 4 baritones on that low part, and about 25 sopranos who wound up splitting into 3 parts, and some really strong altos. So they're a really, really fun group that is just delightful to teach. On their way up now, we have our treble choir, Con Brio, and this is a very small group. And with a group this size, you can imagine that every voice is pretty important. And at the beginning of the year, I wasn't sure how their voices would work together, blend together. So I gave them this lovely brand new arrangement, brand new in the last year or two, of Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. And they have just learned how to really blend together and just create something really beautiful in this group. So here is Con Brio, and Here Comes the Sun.
auditioned grades 10 to 12, and they will be singing a piece about the passing of time. And in this piece, you will hear the ticking of the clock, and please, I urge you not to join in.
Running out of time, you can save it, but to save it is to take a little time. In a minute when you're in it, can you feel the passing time? It's an illusion, there's confusion when they tell you now it's time to get older, time to work and time to waste, and there's no time left to hold her, time to tell them how you feel while there's no time. 3, 2, 1, 11:32 a.m. at dinner time. Not to kill, I said I will, and still advise of time. Time in a minute, you're in it. Feel passing time is an illusion, confusion. They tell you now it's time to get older, to work, time to waste. There's no time left to hold, time to tell him. Well, there's no time for 2 a.m. dinner time. Not to kill, said I will, still it flies, no time. You're running out of, save it, take a little time, minute, can you feel passing, it's an illusion, they tell you, to get older, to work, waste, there's no holder, tell him, feel there's time, 1:30, dinner time, kill, will still fly, out time, you can spend it, when you spend it, then you're running out of time, you can save it, but to save it is to take a little time, in a minute when you're in it, can you feel the passing time? Time left to hold her, time to tell him how you feel while there's still time. 3, 2, 1, 11:32 a.m. the dinner time. Not to kill, I said I will, and still it flies and flies and fly, fly, fly on time.
A lot of ensembles to showcase tonight, which is a great thing here. So we're trying to keep it moving for you. And our last piece that we are doing all together is called Ahlan wa Sahlan, and I want to read to you the notes from the composer. The piece was created as part of a collaborative effort for an Association for Music at International Schools High School Choral Festival in Oman. In English, Ahlan wa Sahlan is translated to mean welcome, but the phrase means a lot more than that. Ahlan wa Sahlan is a warm reception, a genuine spirit of hospitality that is deeply valued in Oman. The literal derivation is quite lovely. Al means family. As my visitor, consider yourself to be part of my family. Sal means easy. While you are here, may your stay feel relaxed as you would feel in your own home. This collaboratively crafted piece intentionally integrates and blends influences from both Western and Middle Eastern harmony, melody, rhythm, and language. In the context in which this piece came to life, International Omani Festival, with students, musicians, and audience members representing a variety of cultural backgrounds, it seemed very fitting to craft a piece honoring those various backgrounds and influences, giving tangible meaning to the theme of welcome, which is central to the piece and a beautiful concept to live into in our turmoil-filled world. May your singers and audience members feel the same sense of welcome when this piece is performed in your context. So we hope you feel welcome, and as an entire music department, this is why we perform all together for a couple of our concerts, just to have this unity tonight so that we can see each other. We have some soloists. We have at the beginning a trio of freshmen. Come on down, how are you? We have Ellery, Melanie, and Olivia. And in the middle, we have soloist Katie, joined by Bella for a duet. And we have Gianna over on the djembe. And before I forget when we're done, we have our wonderful accompanist, Mrs. Lewis, over here. stage for the band.
Hi, thank you for being patient while we set that. That was pretty quick. We're getting better at it. We're just going to keep practicing, and then next year, you're not even going to know what happened. It's going to be great. So this is the 6:45 band. So these children show up at 6:45, or 6:47, or 6:49. Just kidding. Every morning, and we rehearse before school starts. So they are very dedicated musicians. They've put together quite a program in a very short amount of time. The first piece we're playing is Let Me Be Frank With You. There's a famous band composer, Frank Katahj. He works at the University of Southern California, and most band directors love to program his work because it's absolutely stunning and it works well with all age groups of band, and he's a prolific composer, so there's a ton of things to choose from, and it's fantastic. And his friend, John Mackey, who wrote the piece we're playing tonight, wrote this piece during COVID, and then once he played it back to himself, he said, that sounds like something Frank Katahj would write. I don't want to offend him, so I'm going to call him. So they did a Zoom call, and he said, let me play this piece for you. And he played it. Frank Katahj said, it's a great piece, I love it. And he said, okay, I wrote it for you. So is it okay if I publish it? And Frank Katahj said, of course. So that's where the title comes from, Let Me Be Frank With You, and it's written for Frank Katahj. So we hope you enjoy it. featured Oliver Melmed, way back in the trombone section. Oliver, stand up. Well, they're being shy, but there was a lot of little solo things happening, but they're going to stand at the end for you. They don't feel like standing now. They want to get through their next piece. Our next piece is Infinity. It's by a new composer. It was written 2 years ago by Katahj, Copley, and it's program music, which means it's supposed to evoke images, and so he wanted to write a piece about space and the solar system and what he thinks it might sound like, or what he hopes when you hear this you'll picture. So this is Infinity. the solo. All right. Okay, now everyone stand up. All right, that concludes our collage concert, and Mrs. Cheney, I think we did it in under an hour. Well done. We will see you for the holiday extravaganza in December 17th. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. We had such a great time playing and singing for you, and we will see you all soon. Thank you.